I have a question for you. What purple McDonald's character, introduced in 1971 as part of McDonaldland, is known for his love of milkshakes? Hi, I'm Mark Ellison, host of the podcast 5 Daily Trivia Questions. Here's another question. What NFL team, founded in 1961, is known for its purple uniforms and Viking horn logo? No, the questions aren't always purple, but we do have theme days on 5 Daily Trivia Questions. Here's one more. What 1984 Prince film and album features the hit songs When Doves Cry and a song about rain? Follow 5 Daily Trivia Questions and come play along. Oh, and the answers: The Grimace, The Vikings, and Purple Rain. 5 Daily Trivia Questions wherever you get your shows. The number 5 Daily Trivia Questions.
It is the world's most secretive election. When a pope dies, ancient traditions begin. A silver hammer, a destroyed ring, over 100 cardinals locked away from the world, choosing the next leader of 1 billion faithful. White smoke. The path to a new pope, from Calaroga Shark Media, wherever you get your podcasts.
Calaroga Shark Media.
From JFK Airport, where's that? A banana? Or are you just happy to be home? This is Ballad.
That's right. Don't worry. The banana joke will make sense in about 3 minutes. Let's hit this. Scientists have discovered something revolutionary about aging. Turns out it's not just your parents' fault after all. A new study published in Nature Medicine looked at 500,000 people and found that your genes might be the least important factor in how quickly you're becoming that person who yells at clouds. According to this research, environmental and lifestyle factors play a much bigger role in biological aging than genetics. That's right, your genes explain less than 2% of your risk of death, while environmental factors account for 17%. The remaining 81% is probably just spite and coffee. The researchers discovered that whether you live with a partner is one of the biggest environmental factors affecting aging. So all those people whose spouses ask, "Do you really need another slice of cake?" are actually extending their lifespan. Who knew nagging was nature's fountain of youth? As for lifestyle factors, physical activity and hitting the gym at least once a week made the biggest difference. In related news, I've just fired my personal trainer and hired someone to follow me around saying, "Put down that donut, Patrick." Weirdly, the study couldn't properly assess diet's impact. The lead researcher, Dr. Argentieri, claims this is because they didn't have reliable enough assessments. I think we all know the real reason. Nobody wants to admit how many times they've eaten ice cream for breakfast. Disease can also accelerate aging because fighting illness damages cells. It's like your cells are in a bar fight, but instead of throwing punches, they're throwing inflammation and cellular disruption. So what can you do to potentially reverse biological aging? The researchers recommend 7 hours of sleep a night, maintaining a healthy weight, getting 150 minutes of exercise weekly, good oral hygiene, and managing stress. Or as I call it, the exact opposite of hosting a podcast. The good news is even small changes can have a big impact. So if you've been blaming your grandmother for your bad back, it might be time to blame your couch instead. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go find a partner to live with before my cells realize I've been single-handedly aging them with my lifestyle choices. Speaking of food, the Washington Post sent their food critic to the CIA's secret restaurant because apparently even spies need to be told their soup needs more salt. The toughest restaurant reservation in America isn't some trendy spot in New York or LA. It's in a bland concrete building in Virginia where the servers might actually kill you. And I'm not talking about with food poisoning. The CIA dining room, which sounds like a place where they waterboard your taste buds, serves high-quality meals at government prices. $4 for soup? That's right, our intelligence budget can afford drone strikes, but heaven forbid they charge $5 for bisque. The food critic had to go through more security than getting into Taylor Swift's birthday party. No phones allowed, which means for once people actually had conversations instead of Instagramming their appetizers. Revolutionary concept! You know who's eating there? Willie Nelson, Shirley Temple Black, and James Bond. Well, an actor who played James Bond. So basically, a country music legend, a child star diplomat, and a fictional spy. That's the most random guest list since Trump's first cabinet meeting. And get this, some CIA parents use the dining room to tell their kids they're actually spies. Imagine finding out your boring accountant dad is actually Jason Bourne over some government-funded pasta. Pass the salt. And by the way, everything you know about me is a lie. The former CIA director George H.W. Bush banned broccoli from the menu. That's the most presidential abuse of power I've heard of since, well, last week. They don't accept tips because the servers are doing mission-critical work, which I assume means they're either recording your conversation or checking if you're a Russian asset based on how you eat your bread. The most popular item is apparently a smash burger. Because nothing says I'm going to overthrow a foreign government after lunch like eating a burger smashed as flat as our foreign policy. So remember, if you want to eat at the CIA, you'll need cash, an escort, and probably a really good cover story. Just don't order the Russian dressing. They might think you're a double agent. Listen, we've got a real Sophie's Choice situation at 30,000 feet. A woman on a flight refused to give up her aisle seat that she specifically paid for to a larger gentleman who was having trouble fitting into his window seat. This woman went on Mumsnet, which I believe is where British mothers go to confess their sins and occasionally talk about how disappointing their children's birthday parties were, and she asked if she was being unreasonable. So here's the scenario. She paid extra for an aisle seat because she has what she describes as a weak bladder. I love how British people can make even bodily functions sound polite. In America, we just say "I pee constantly," and everyone within earshot would immediately change seats. This larger gentleman boards the plane last, sees his window seat assignment, and realizes he's going to be playing human Tetris to get there. So naturally, he asks if he can have her aisle seat instead. When she refuses, the flight attendant gets involved, asking if she could just move over, as if selecting airplane seats is as casual as choosing where to sit at a picnic. The woman held her ground, though. And you know what? Good for her. She paid for that seat specifically so she could easily access the bathroom 800 times during a 4.5-hour flight. That's like paying for front row seats at a concert and then someone saying, "Hey, mind if I stand directly in front of you? I'm really tall and can see better from there." The best part is that whenever this man needed to use the bathroom, she happily let him out. Like she had a choice. What was the alternative? "No, sir, you're trapped forever by my incredibly average-sized legs. Guess you should have thought about that before choosing a window seat." The internet was split on this moral dilemma. Some people sided with the woman saying he should have pre-booked if he had special requirements. Others took a more diplomatic approach. He asked, she refused, everyone moved on with their lives. I don't know about you, but I'm impressed they managed to resolve this without someone getting duct taped to their seat, which seems to be standard procedure for airline disputes these days. In the end, she kept her precious aisle seat, he squeezed into the window seat, and both of them now have a story they can tell at dinner parties for years to come. Although I suspect his version might be slightly different. So there I was, being denied basic human dignity by someone with the bladder of a nervous chihuahua. And as if flying wasn't horrible enough, a New Jersey man just found out that bringing a banana into America is apparently a matter of national security. Dylan O'Byrne was returning from Southeast Asia when he committed the heinous crime of forgetting he had a banana in his bag. After landing at JFK, this hardened criminal told customs he had nothing to declare. He was probably thinking of diamonds or exotic animals, not the deadly weapon of mass destruction sitting in his carry-on, a single yellow banana. O'Byrne and his parents were just trying to call an Uber when Border Patrol agents and their highly trained banana-detecting dogs surrounded them. The dog, showing incredible skill that could only come from years of intensive fruit-sniffing training, immediately identified the dangerous contraband. And where was this banana hidden? In some elaborate secret compartment? Taped to his body? No! It was sitting right on top of his bag. The perfect crime. O'Byrne explained he grabbed it from an airport lounge in Germany during his layover and simply forgot about it. But those Border Patrol agents weren't falling for the old, "I forgot I had a banana" excuse. They've heard that one before. Next thing you know, everyone's forgetting they have bananas, and suddenly America is overrun with potassium. The agents informed O'Byrne he could face a $500 fine and be banned from global entry. Because nothing says threat to national security like a man who accidentally brought a snack through customs after 42 hours of travel. O'Byrne told Newsweek he was rightfully flabbergasted, which is coincidentally also the name of my upcoming autobiography. According to the Department of Agriculture, these rules exist because foreign produce can carry pests and diseases. They cited an incident from the 1980s when a single piece of contaminated fruit caused a fruit fly outbreak that cost millions to clean up. So I guess what I'm saying is the banana police might actually have a point. TikTok commenters, who are known for their measured and reasonable reactions, were split. Some told O'Byrne this was indeed a serious violation, while others sympathized with how easy it is to forget about airport snacks. O'Byrne is now calling for lawmakers to distinguish between an honest mistake and an intentional attempt to circumvent border regulations. I agree there should be different punishments based on fruit intent. Bringing a banana by accident? Warning. Bringing 20 bananas taped to your chest? That's a $500 fine and a psychological evaluation. So remember, travelers, the next time you're returning from abroad, check your bags for any illicit apples, bananas, or other fruit-based contraband. Because at American Customs, they're not monkeying around. Portions of today's program were made with the help of AI, the TSA, and a banana.
It is the world's most secretive election. When a pope dies, ancient traditions begin. A silver hammer, a destroyed ring, over 100 cardinals locked away from the world, choosing the next leader of 1 billion faithful. White Smoke. The Path to a New Pope, from Caloroga Shark Media, wherever you get your podcasts.